discussion. Last week we did the MMO Roundtable, which brought a very good, healthy discussion. It was on Zion, was the last week's show, and tonight we have something that's just as watery. But first, I'm going to introduce myself. I am the Mosh. I am joined tonight by young Dizzy. Do you want to say hello, Dizzy?
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm here on the show doing stuff.
Yeah, he's on here. Nebraska Dave may or may not be joining us tonight, guys, but fear not. We have not failed yet.
We hope for the best.
We hope for the best. He might still turn up, guys. So hope for the best. Use your Jedi mind power tricks and hope that you can make it.
Keep your fingers crossed. Flip a coin. I don't know, rub a lucky rabbit's foot or something. Maybe you just appear out there. You never know.
You never know. And basically, the show is also brought to you by an MMO community called Blacklisted. Blacklisted is an MMO community which is focusing heavily on Star Wars: The Old Republic, which will be coming out in about a month's time now, and the Secret World, which is about 5 months away now, and which is pretty good. Now, if you want to look up, if you're interested in see what Blacklisted is doing, or you're interested in any of those titles, don't be afraid, guys. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Go straight to www.theblackmarket.net forum /forum. So I'll say that again. It's www.the-black-market.net /forums, and in there you can apply, read the guest sections. You can look at Lag Spike TV on there as well, Form 3 from there. There's the radio, the Icon Radio, which has got all sorts of music and stuff on it if you fancy it. And you're welcome to join. And tonight, normally on the last few shows, we've always ran with a healer tank DPSs. Tonight, I'm going to be tanking this. It looks like. What role do you want, Diz?
I've been tanking lately, so I think I'll take tank.
So you'll be off tank, is it?
Yeah, sure, I'll be off tank.
Alright then. So, to kick the show off, guys, get us all the ball rolling, the news. We've got a lot to do tonight, guys. There's a lot. Yeah, we've got a mouth-watery. This has been quite a week last week, because when the show ended last week, there was an announcement made of a MMO.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I think Skype is trolling all of us right now.
Yeah, Skype, piece of crap.
But anyway, don't worry, we're getting trolled by Skype tonight, boys. Anyway, where were you? MechWarrior Online, guys.
Yeah.
It was announced by Infinite Game Publishing and Piranha Games. They've announced it to be a free-to-play version of the popular giant mech, franchise. What they're saying is that you can customize your own mech. Feature many of the old battle mechs that people all remember from the old weaponries. And it's gonna be like this. Basically, if you remember the old MechWarrior games, guys, this is what it's gonna be. What do you think, Diz? Do you like the idea of a MechWarrior game?
Last time I played the MechWarrior game, I was so young. I remember playing the MechWarrior because it's back when we had the Windows 95, and I played MechWarrior. I also played MechAssault. MechWarrior and MechAssault are two totally different games. MechWarrior is the more slow-paced version of the mech. MechAssault is the more fast-paced version, and that's the game that came out on Xbox and whatnot. But the whole MechWarrior thingy is about it's just like you get this feeling that you're in a giant robot type of setting and you control what you do and this and that. Because you've seen shows like Voltron and Power Rangers and whatnot, and you know how they in that big giant robot thing, and you just want to have that feeling and whatnot. That's what MechWarrior brought to people, that you're in this big giant robot. Oh yeah, and Gundam. Well, Gundam was more fast paced, but you get that feeling of being inside the giant robot and controlling the fight. And you could be able to, like, let's say if somebody was shooting a gun with their left arm or whatnot, you can actually control your rockets and whatnot to try to shoot off the enemy's left arm and whatnot, and they're not able to use those weapons on their arm. That was a good way to do that. So the thing I'm wanting to say about MechWarrior Online is, why did it take them so long to do this?
I was wondering that as well, because MechWarrior, probably a lot of kids around that generation can remember it. It's on me. I wasn't a kid at the time, but I can remember growing up with it. Especially the old 64-bit, the old 16-bit version on the PC of MechWarrior. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope they put it off, because it's a good franchise, of MechWarrior. There's a lot of MechWarrior fans out there, and I think it's good. Moving on. Perfect World. I've not really seen this game much, but what they've done is Perfect World International will receive the latest update schedule to go live later last week. It was on Wednesday, November the 2nd, and this is called the Trials. The pass brings new gear, mounts, and content into the game. So what do you think? And one thing they did is kind of took a dig at WoW by saying, and be sure to check out Owl Pandas.
Well, I don't know much about Perfect World. Pretty much the most I know is that Perfect World is a game that I know the same company that makes Perfect World made Rusty Hearts, and I heard some stuff about Rusty Hearts, but I don't know much about Perfect World. So if you guys are interested in Perfect World, it's good that we're covering it and telling you that it got the latest updates, because anything to MMO, new patch, new gear, new mounts, is just more content for you to actually be more entertained. So I think that's a positive direction into the Perfect World. I'm sorry I don't know more about the Perfect World. Maybe I should do more research into the Perfect World, but yeah, it's better. It seems like it's solid. It seems like there's people still playing it, because I feel like if they wouldn't put out a brand new patch with new stuff in it, there wasn't people playing. So there's somebody in this world somewhere that plays this game, and if you're that person, this information is
you got yourself a new patch coming in, which was brought in. You brought yourself some new gear, mounts, and content in the game. So moving on. Lineage 2, going free to play. I think it's about time. That game's been around forever. It's going free to play and announced with a Goddess of Destruction update. For Lineage 2.
I'm surprised it took them so long to go free to play, because Lineage is one of those old school type of games. Like, you would think that they would have went free to play a long way. You would think they would be in one of those games like around the time period where a whole bunch of games was going free to play. After what was the first to do it? Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot. You would thought that this would be one of the games that go along with, like, this game is going to go free play. It took them a while to do it, but I guess it's better late than never. And I feel like there are still fans of this franchise, because I was bringing some information about people who actually played Lineage, but the old school one in Korea, and I heard it was like over 3 million people. I might got my facts wrong, flipped around and whatnot, so don't quote me on that. But I heard there was a big uprising of people who still dedicated to this franchise, and I think it being free to play, it brings those people back to this game and fall back in love with it once over again. I never played this game before, but I know there's a lot of people who play this game, And if free to play is a marketing idea to bring people back, like we're still here, guys. You know, you can come back and play our game anytime you want to because it's free. You'd be like, oh, all right. I mean, it's worst case scenario. You'd be like, oh, this game is not what I thought it was, and you'd install it off your computer. So it'll never hurt to say, but I feel like just like every other free-to-play MMO. I think they go get more revenue than they have been.
Yeah, and I think it's because, especially for people who've never played Lineage 2 or were around at the time for Lineage 2.
Right.
So I think it's good for them to do it, eventually now, because Lineage 2 was fun. I gotta say, it was a good game, considering that there was a lot of grinding in it.
It's a Eastern MMO, because most Eastern MMOs is a grind fest, and I guess for some odd reason that's attracting to them, killing mobs all day. I'm a Westernized boy. I don't have the attention span to kill the same thing over and over all day, every day. So yeah, that's the thing. Well, it's good to hear that they're going free to play, so I might even look at it again and see what they've done. So, moving on. World of Tanks. Wargaming.net has announced update 7.0 for the armored warfare-based MMO World of Tanks. Update 7.0 will add a new camouflage system to the tanks, providing players with new camouflage skins to fit the battlefield and allow for enhanced invisibility in the World of Tanks. We'll also be getting 2 new maps with the update. Did you ever play World of Tanks? No, but I know a lot about World of Tanks. Well, World of Tanks is pretty much the game is exactly what it is. It's tanks versus tanks. It's PvP oriented. And I think it's a lot, isn't it? I think it's a lobby system type. It's not like a free roam, like you make your tank when you're in this world with other tanks and whatnot. It's a lobby.
I think you jump straight into a battle, isn't it? You go straight into a battle. Yeah, I don't like a queuing thing going on, but
yeah. Well, the way that they're saying that it's just now providing camouflage skins to tanks and stuff in the battlefield, I would think that would have been one of the things that would have came in the game from the beginning, because you're fighting other tanks. I would think that camouflage would have been one of the things that in the development process, like, oh, we should add camouflage, and that should have been from day one. I just find it weird that it should be update 7. It takes 7 updates to add camouflage into a battlefield type of thing. But I guess it's whatever. It's better late than never. They can
better late than never, isn't it?
Alright. Enhance visibility and whatnot. Maybe I should give World of Tanks a try, because I'm still trying to get that feeling of how does a tank type of game work in an MMO type of setting. And I think
it's kind of starting to get a bit redundant, because what's happening now is that they got this world of airplanes, and they come out with world of I think it's ships. It's based on the Navy. I'm thinking, we play Battlefield 3. Right? What they can do with World of Tanks? Why don't they just combine the 3 of them?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to point a certain Democrat towards certain people. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to we don't want our tanks and our planes and our boats in the same game. We want them separately. Or I like tanks and I like boats, but I don't like tanks and boats. I don't know. It's a weird decision and thinking process about that. But I think since they're making World of Planes and whatnot, I think they're pretty much milking off World of Tanks, because I feel like if World of Tanks was as successful as it is, then they would have never even came out with World of Planes. You'd be like, oh, well, World of Tanks, that's it, we're done. You're not making no more anything World of anything. But since World of Tanks is a very popular game, that's why they was like, oh, I guess we're gonna branch off of this World of Things franchise, and I think that's a good marketing idea.
I think
World of Planes,
What I do see from World of Tanks, there's a lot of because there's a lot of World War II tanks, well, mainly World War II tanks in it. Is that there's a lot of people, a lot of World War II fans, in the sense that they always buy model tanks, or they will build like these big, big battle model fields, and they will actually get like model soldiers. You remember that you have those for kids, but sometimes when you get, sometimes when these get older, they will actually try and make some almost like real life action figures, and they will actually put them on your mantle pieces. And I think this is why. I think it kind of world of tanks, world of planes, and the world of navy kind of appeals to those people. I think. Yeah.
The people who's really more into like the warfare type, like, oh, I need war or this and this and that. I guess. I mean, it's good to see. I'm not gonna lie, the World War II type of thing. I'm so tired. I am completely tired of gaming in particular, not just MMOs. Gaming in particular, branching off World War II. Even though World War II is awesome to some people, World War II this, World War II that. Understand that. You know how many games in particular, World War II, there is just World War II games, just straight up World War II games. It's a billion of them. And I just feel like I'm just tired of that setting, and it needs to stop.
It needs a variety. Anyway, moving on. APB, All Points Bulletin. This one is because they should have done this a long time ago. Big Brother is watching. Cheaters best be on guard. A new notice has cropped up on the official APB Reloaded forums, indicating that the ban hammer has fallen when adverts again. How many ban hammers do they need to do to these cheaters who are using the aimbots and the wall hacking in that game? That game has been ruined now by, I'm going to say, poor management coming from an MMO.
It was a problem with that with the original AP, not even the APB Reloaded. Well, it's a problem. It's still a problem. That's the weirdest thing. People would have thought that when Reloaded came out, it would have fixed all these problems. Come to find it, it's the exact same problem that it was when APB was out from what's their name? I forgot their names.
Oh, them.
Those people. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, them. When they had the game, it was just buying problems and whatnot. But I don't think they really addressed it because I don't even think they had time. APB only lasted for 2 months and before it went down.
So I think that was probably the first MMO I've ever seen crumble like that.
Yeah. Well, the way APB is set up, I wouldn't say it's. I won't even categorize it as an MMO. I'm not gonna categorize it as it's a weird game that it should have its own category. Like it's a massively multiplayer online game, but I don't know. APB is its own category. I can't really explain it. I wouldn't put it in with everything else. Like you wouldn't be like compare APB to World of Warcraft. You can't like do that type of thing. But APB is its own thing. But still, at the same time, aimbots and that just ruined the aimbots and cheaters and this and this and this and this. I don't even understand why people do this in games like this. If they ruin the game, nobody's gonna play the game. So what's the point of you doing it in the first place? That's how I feel about that.
Yep. And I know that was one game that was quite interesting, interested me, because the only thing with APB to me doesn't feel like an MMO to me. Because you got all those districts in there, and right. it's not open enough to me.
Yeah, it's very instant.
It's very, confined.
Yeah, and you only could really fight somebody if you're in one of those mission thingies. It's not like you could just drive around and then like, hey, I see such and such, I'm finna shoot him in the face. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
I don't know. I still have APB installed onto my computer. I haven't installed it yet. I'll probably go install it. I don't know. When I start to run out of space, that's definitely one of the top things that I'm going to install first is APB. But I still haven't installed on my computer. You never know. One day I might be, I feel like, I don't know, just APB right now. So I might just go in there and log in and probably go take me through 5,000 patches or whatnot. I don't care, but yeah, it's still installed onto my system, so I don't know. I might give it another go. I don't
know. For me to look at it again, number one, they're gonna have to clamp down on the amount of aimbotting that's going on in the game,
right.
And get a grip of the game, because all right, it is slightly a little bit better now, but it's not an MMO to me. It's not. It doesn't feel like it. Doesn't look like one. All it is cops and robbers chasing each other. There's no end game in the game. So for me, it's a bust.
Yeah. So I think I feel like it still has potential to pull off wherever.
I think they do. As long as they're still around, as long as they don't die off completely, and they already done once, then they always got a shot. But I think they got to open it up a bit more for them to, see the limelight in a sense. But moving on. Next one is DC Universe Online is now officially free to play. It went free to play last week. They released new screenshots to celebrate the launch, and they are boasting a 1,000% new registered users. So they're looking at 130k new users since going free to play, since going live with that. What do you think?
I'm not surprised at all. You know why? Because when people first heard about DCUO, they thought that it was the way the game is. If you first see DCUO, you will automatically think, oh, this is a free to play game. No, this is a subscription based game. You have to pay $15 a month. No, people was not gonna touch it. Because DC Universe, there is people who fucking love Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Joker, and whatnot, but they're not gonna sit up here and pay $15 a month for that.
For that, no. So I think going free to play is their best choice right now, because they can appeal more to the PS3 players now with that, because PS3 players enjoy the fact of playing the free games anyway. So they get a free internet, free games, and having an MMO is free. It's good.
Yeah, I was just talking to my friend the other day, because he actually bought DC Universe Online back in January when it first came out on the PS3, and I told him it was going to be subscription based and all that, but he hasn't paid. He had the game since then, and he only you get free 30 days or whatnot. He went through all that, and he hasn't played it since until just now that it's gone free to play. He's been playing with some friends and whatnot. I downloaded it onto my PS3, and I also downloaded it to the computer, so I could just load that up. I played DC Universe when it was also in beta, because I had pre-ordered it to get the beta access or whatever for the PS3, and the beta was fun. It was a lot of problems, but it was fun. It's just I'm not that big into DC. I like Batman, but I'm not finna play I'm not into Batman to say I'm finna go play an MMO or Batman related whatnot. And also, I'm also pissed that Static Shock is not in the game. And that's all I got to say about that. If Static Shock is not in the game, it pisses me off. Because Static Shock is a DC character, and if he's not in the game...
Yeah, I think, this DC Universe Online is a good game. I thought it was a good game from the beginning, but the thing is, it's got that, it doesn't really have that replay factor, I think it's one of those games that you play for maybe a month before you get bored.
Yeah, and also at the same time, they was supposed to, when they first was talking about DC Universe Online, they was talking about they was going to do monthly content pack. They stopped that after the first 2 months. The first month, I think it had something to do with Catwoman. The second one, I think, was like a Batcave dungeon, like the bat layer dungeon or whatnot. And after that, I don't even remember anything else after that. I don't even think they did. They might have did something after that, and I wasn't just paying attention. But I truly don't remember them doing anything past the first 2 months after it came out, because they was like, oh yeah, new content every month. And that's one thing that they was trying to push, is that we're going to have new stuff every month and whatnot. No, it hasn't been, so I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the one that me and Dizzy are happy enough to be playing. Star Wars The Old Republic. Star Wars The Old Republic Phase 3 or pre-launch went live last week. The build system opened, and funny enough, luckily for Blacklisted, they're in the list for this. So they aim for that pre-launch thing. So which is props to Blacklisted for that. So good old stuff, any prizes and stuff, any tournaments and stuff, Blacklisted be in for it. So what do you think?
I would be more happy if my guild was actually qualified. We only have 2 people who we had 3 people in the guild. I have a friend that's on the way pre-ordering the game. He's being fucking lazy and shit. I told you to pre-order the game fucking 2 years ago, but now it's weird. The Phase 3 pre-launch guild program, I understand that the fact of the matter is that if I'm not qualified to that, I'm probably just going to join up with you guys in the guild so we can get into the game and whatnot and stuff like that. But I really would like them to say, I would like them to tell us before they put us into the game. I don't want it to be like, surprise, bus sakes, we're now pushing the guilds into the game. I don't want that. I want us to be informed that, yeah, you have a week to get your guild and get together before we push you into the game. But I feel like Bioware's not going to do that. I feel like they just go surprise us like, yeah, we're pushing guilds into the game starting now. So if you didn't set up your guild, you're fucked. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to join Blacklisted. Fuck y'all. Also, that will give me the time period to say, guys, we didn't set up the guild to the standards and whatnot, so we all just going to go over to Blacklisted guild because they got stuff set up, everything, so we can just bring up them, because we was all going to go on the same server anyways, regardless, because we all go on the East Coast servers. So,
yeah. By the way, guys, Dave's joined us. So hey, Dave. So Nebraska Dave has joined us. Say hello, Dave.
Well, yeah. Well, you gotta love work. We kind of our best laid plans of Mice and Men. Yeah, that was.
I like that.
I made it.
You made it. He's here. So I've got 2 McRib sandwiches and a Diet Coke here too. Sounds fun, actually. It sounds nice. Make me hungry, huh?
I just had some McDonald's.
So what do you think, Dave, about Star Wars: The Old Republic Phase 3 pre-launch skill system opens and Blacklisted being in it?
Yeah, Blacklist is going to be in it. It's going to be one of the things that required you. I don't know if you discussed this or not, because, like I said,
go ahead.
The way it's going to work with you had to have so many people pre-ordered to be allowed in.
Right, you need at least 4 people in the guild that actually pre-order the game for your guild to get pushed into the early access or whatever.
Right. Now, what you can do, since I caught some of your discussion there, what you can do is you can come in with Blacklisted, and then when things are now then available to create your own guild, you just split off and put your guild, split off and your.
Right.
That would be what I would suggest to do if you have a problem. If you guys aren't going to get in at the same time we are, just jump in with us, then split off and create your guild.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're still going to be allied with you. It's just I for a long time I always wanted to do my own thing. I never really.
I understand that completely. After what I went through with WoW guilds, I understand that completely.
I can understand, and to be honest with you, the amount of times I've had problems with, most of my experience of running guilds, I've been on WoW. And trust me, I hated every moment on WoW, because everybody was moaning to do on that. But anyway, so basically, it's a good thing coming, and I won't say too much because we can't. We would break an NDA.
I
But
can say whatever the hell I want to.
you're gonna get us in trouble if you do.
Oh, well, I don't want you guys guilty by association, so I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut right now.
I personally think that, from what I've seen, I know what from Dizzy has seen from Star Wars The Republic, I think now, from the latest editions that have been brought in, Star Wars The Republic is starting to be a bit underrated. I think people are starting to bash it a bit too much. What do you think, Dave?
It's just, you said Dave or this?
Dave.
Oh. Wait.
Well, the thing is I'm not in, so I don't have any. But I did talk to my good friend, my best friend from high school, and he's in, and he had.
Yeah.
But this always happens with games. It doesn't look very good, but the closer the launch, the more things they start throwing in there, you're going like, yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, this is pretty good. What you really have to hope for is you don't get what happened with Champions Online, which the beta was improving, it was looking really good. Oh yeah, this is going to be a great game. Oh yeah, here's the 5 days of jump ahead that you get, for being a pre-order guy. Oh, okay, here you go. What the hell game is this? This isn't the same game.
That's the thing, because if they change the core aspects of games towards the end of beta, and then all of a sudden you come to launch, it's a totally different game than what you play from beta. It alienates people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on 2 seconds.
So basically, so moving on from Star Wars The Republic.
Oh wait, did you announce already last week about what is it? The free access starts on the 15th.
Oh, actually, I should have mentioned that, guys. Bottom me. Do any of you guys want to go ahead with that? No, right now.
Well, those who have pre-ordered the game, you got this thing called the early access code, and you take that code that you got from your provider, GameStop, Amazon, Best Buy, wherever you decide to buy your copy from, and they're supposed to give you a pre-order code. If you didn't get a pre-order code, call them right now and say, where the hell is my pre-order code? Yeah, well, you take that 50 little code and you sign into your little Star Wars Republic website and whatnot, and there's this little thing in your options called pre-order, and you pretty much enter that code in, and it says you are eligible for early access in Star Wars The Old Republic, and that means you actually get to start early before the 20th of the game actually launches. This process starts the 15th, but it all depends.
That's almost a week early. That's almost
right.
a week.
About 5 days, 2 days off a week. But also at the same time, remember, just because it starts on the 15th, you might not be able to get into the early access on the 15th, because they're not doing like everybody who has early access gets on the 15th. It's spreading between the 15th to launch for you to get it. It all depends on when did you actually put in the pre-order code. So of course those who, it depends, like people who later because they're trying to, I guess, not push everybody into the game all at once, so servers don't be breaking in queue times and fucking chaos and whatnot, which is going to happen anyways. They're just trying to prevent more of it. I can already tell you, there's going to be servers broken, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to happen on launch day, and everybody's going to be like, oh, I told you so, this is this. It's an MMO, so you
I think what's going to happen is that you're going to have a lot of these kiddies and fanboys going into it like they've done with all the previous MMOs. They're going to go in there, check it out, and see it's not WoW.
Yeah.
And then they're going to end up doing the same that they've done for the past MMOs, is destroy it, because they won't WoW. So, what do you think, Dave?
Well, the way from what I understand, is basically, the 5 days before the pre-launch, which 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, It's going to be like 20%. The first 20% of people that got that pre-order code in go in. The next day, the next 20%. The next day, the next 20%, etc. All the way until it's done.
Right.
They're also at that point in time also going, but in the first group of pre-order, of course, comes some of that guild stuff that we talked about.
Yeah.
They kind of get shoved up higher up in the rank than what their pre-order code came out. So you can get your guild in and registered.
Right.
The thing is at this point in time where I'm at in this, where I haven't gotten my pre-order code yet.
I haven't either.
Certain company that we all know and love that we can order games online and have them delivered to the store locally. Certain game company, just with the initials of first initial of game and the second of stop.
Stop.
So it hasn't given me my code yet because I ordered online. For me, it's just that I'm going to be at the back end of the pile anyways. One day isn't going to kill me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there on launch day at midnight. On launch day, I'm picking up the damn game. I'm taking it home. I'm unwrapping it. Then I'm broadcasting it.
Yep, that's what's going to happen. And in fact, what I'm also planning on doing, guys, for launch of the Old Republic is watch this space, guys, because I'm planning a show before the launch happens.
What?
On the same night. So basically, we're going to get, hopefully, it won't be, I don't want to bring the show too close to the launch at time, midnight, because I know Dave and everybody else, if they do a midnight launch anyway, then they don't want to be stuck here, they want to be at the store. So I'll be calling in an hour before. But there is going to be a show on that night, guys, because it's going to be a special for the Old Republic.
Yeah. And I'm also, and I think am I the only one? Because I'm the only one who ordered the collector's edition. Everybody else went standard or deluxe, right?
Yeah.
It depends if I have my camera by then. I'm not 100% sure. If not, I'll just use my laptop camera. Low quality is better than no quality. But I'm gonna do not like Bioware. Bioware did their own version of an unboxing video. I don't even know what the fuck that was that they decided to do. Like, yeah, this is what's all gonna be in the collector's edition. I'm gonna do a physical collector's edition unboxing when I get it. And I'm just gonna pretty much show that this and this and this and this and this and this and what's in the box and whatnot.
But anyway, yeah. So that's it for the Old Republic. Moving on. We started off with an announcement of an MMO being MechWarrior Online. Here's another one. Dragon Soul Online. The site launches. It launched last week. It's a PvP based MMO. It's an Asian style. You have 8 kingdoms. You play as one of the 8 kingdoms. You can become king within one of those kingdoms. So basically, you can rise the ranks and become king of your faction. You can also, become a general or like a banker or some kind of thing within. You can basically control the military and the economy of your kingdom. And the whole world in this game is what I can understand from what I'm reading about it. Is it's all contested, so there's no safe zone. It's all contested. It will all be taken because it's PvP. So if anybody thinks of Darkfall, just think of the whole world being split into 8 pieces, and one of those players who happen to be, I don't know how they're going to do it with the king thing though, but that's what they're doing. It's all PvP based. I don't know how much PvE is going to be in the game, but they're saying it's going to be based solely on PvP. What do you think, guys?
I personally think this is fucking awesome. That it's going to be chaos, and I love chaos. it just sounds like it's the perfect formula for chaos. It's 8 kingdoms, and they're fighting everywhere. Bloodshed, people crying, mamas dying. I mean, it's chaos. It's gonna be crazy. And a player made control of their faction. I mean, it's not the first MMO that they actually came up with this idea about having player-controlled faction.
Yeah, another one with World of Darkness is trying it, isn't it?
Yeah, World of Darkness is trying it. Well, we don't even know when World of Darkness is going to see the day of light. See what I did there, because World of Darkness light. Anyway, I know Terra Online, which is not even out over here. I know it's out in Korea, but it's not out over here. They're doing like a system like that. That's like governor, and they get to send people to jail and all kinds of crazy stuff and whatnot. But this is exactly what we need. We need a PvP-based MMO for PvPers. Now, just because it's PvP-based, that doesn't mean the PvP is going to be good. They need to have the PvP on point.
Yeah, the way you play the game is going to be key, I think.
Right. And they just have to have the right mechanics in the game for it to be right. Because we can't have a PvP-based MMO that PvP sucks in it. Like, they have to have everything balanced to the fucking key.
Yeah, but if you start out a game and you say, we're going to make this PvP, screw the PvE in, it actually will end up better because you're only balancing to half of what other MMOs attempt to balance to.
Yeah.
It's an easier situation to do it. Now, speaking as a person who cannot PvP for the life of him, I still like the concept. I still like the idea. I really think that the other thing is, since it's being made in Asia, it's going to look good.
It will.
It's going to be a little bit anime style, but it's going to... I played a number of Asian MMOs just to try them out and such, and across the board they look good, which is another aspect a lot of people like. I really think that they got a chance here of getting a good market because of it, but you're never going to have the equivalent of what you're going to always have with the PvE group.
Yeah, because
the PvE people are the casual gamers. They're your numbers.
Right.
And the other thing that they're saying with this game is that, it's PvP based, but they're saying that you basically become a king of your own nation, become the king's trusted. You can become a king, the king's trusted chancellor, or a general, and control the kingdom's economical military success. What do you think of that? Becoming the king of one of the 8 factions, kingdoms.
As soon as I heard you say that, Lion King popped in my head. But I just can't wait to be king. But I would have to see that system work. I can't just picture, because all I'm thinking right now is a player control king is Trollomania right now. That guy is going to troll the living shit out of everybody just because he's king. And he can do whatever the hell he wants to.
I can imagine it. He's going to be power hungry, and he's going to be like literally pulling the strings, because he's probably going to think, I'm going to screw over this whole damn kingdom. I'm going to tax the hell out of everybody, and I'm going to literally hog all the loot that comes in town. I'm going to ninja.
Well, what really is going to make a difference is, how do you become king? I mean, there's going to have to be a way of doing how do you become king. It's not going to be historical methods, which is like, backstabbing your master. Oh, wait a minute, that's Star Wars. But you're not going to be able to do some of the more intrigue, political manipulations to get into control. It's basically, I'm the biggest badass in this land. That's really the way
what's going to be in there.
Right.
I mean, I'm the guy that kicks everybody's ass. And why am I going? But you're not going to be able to fight your own nation, hopefully, unless you have arena duels or something.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing it against the other guys. So I don't see where. And if you get to be too tall up there, there's got to be a way to knock you off your perch. So you've got to be.
It's got to be
a total jackass while you're up.
Well, I'm just wondering whether there's going to be some kind of electoral system or some kind of thing. You know, the other thing that they're saying is that, you know, apart from the Eight Kingdom things, that there's tame your own mounts and raise your own pets, customize your cart and improve the gear. I trying to find out if it's free to play. I think it's going to be free to play. They're saying there's 4 classes. There's the warrior, there's the mage, there's the assassin, and there's the hunter. Where you play the mage, you could be a fire or ice. Hunters are ranged. Assassins are, as you know, rogues. And the warriors are the up front, trying to beat you all up. But they're saying that there's 6 different crafts, an extensive pet and mount breeding system, several socialization options, and, you know, with plenty to do. And the dragon's soul never sleeps, as it will be the toughest to get to the top. Now, when you get to the top, does that mean you are king?
Is top necessary equal king? I think top is queen. I want to be the queen. So, I don't know.
I think that might have, can you think about it? Some people are going to pick female characters. So they're going to have to change wording a bit, aren't they?
But also at the same time, even though you're the biggest badass on the server or whatnot, and you don't want that responsibility as king, that would mean somebody else will take that responsibility as king. But at the same time, that king is not the biggest badass on the server. This other guy's the biggest badass on the server, but he just don't want the responsibility of king. It's weird like that. How that's going to work out like that. Maybe I don't want to be king. Can I get a choice of the being king or not? Because
they're saying that you can, basically, you know, if you don't want to be a king, you could be a chancellor, which I imagine, you know, control the economical side of your kingdom, or you can be a general, which probably controls the armies of your kingdom.
Oh yeah, I mean kingdoms, not server kingdoms, because it's okay. Yeah, my bad. I said server, just the kingdom part, not the whole entire server.
No, you're not king of the server. There's 8 kingdoms, and you will become one of the 8 kingdoms that you've happened to join from the beginning. So, yeah. What do you think, Dave?
Well, you know, like I said, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it is definitely going to appeal to a number of people that have basically gotten frustrated with all the current MMOs where you have to, you know, worry more about the balance of the monsters to the players versus players to the players. When you only have to worry about player to player, it's going to be easier to do, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, basically, I think it's going to make it. I think it's going to do it.
Yeah, this is a fantasy-based game, right, you say?
Yeah, it's Asian style.
Yeah, that might be the only disadvantage to this is most of the PvP people that I know are a little sick of the fantasy genre and would rather go with would rather have a more modern genre, so you could be doing things like what you do in, you know, games like Call of Duty and Modern Warfare and all that. You know.
I say this is it's kind of. It's different, and it's kind of different in a way, because most of the people, I feel like people are more sick of the whole medieval fantasy style. Because Star Wars in its own right, it's a sci-fi fantasy game. I feel like people are more tired of that medieval type of fantasy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So this is more Asian style, so I think this is a little bit more changed into it.
Yeah, but also I do have the Asian genre does get its own people that are attracted to it an extra little bit. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So I understand there are people who's looking for that more modern, like me type of person. If I walk out my house today, I want to go take over that guy's house across the street. Type of scenario. Like, I want to do that. I want to be reflected off the person that I'm playing in the game, which is exactly what the secret world is for.
Which, good way to bring on the next one. Yeah, moving on.
No.
Speaking of it, secret world. I know Dave will be jumping in his seats for this one. The secret world open beta clarification has been given out, guys. In light of recent speculations about the open beta date and business model for the secret world, Funcom would like to make some clarifications. And one of them, they've said there's 500,000 beta registrations already, but they're saying that the open beta won't be probably will not be initiated until will not be initiated before Christmas, but probably come later on after Christmas. So we'll probably be looking at around February or maybe March.
Open beta, February or March.
Yeah, I don't see it before then. I mean, especially open, they've got a number of people enclosed already that we know, and they're not ready yet. I mean, they're not ready to do an open beta yet. Open betas are usually used in most games as much to stress test the servers as to find the small bugs.
Right.
Yeah. And, considering that they've only got, they've got 500,000 beta registrations already, it tells you that even though, I will still say this, Secret World has still been flying under the radar a bit. They got 500,000 just from flying under the radar is pretty good.
Yeah. I hope for them the best, because I believe the Secret World is going to be a fantastic game. I pray for the best. The only thing is EA. That's the only thing I got to say about the Secret World. EA is trying to balance so many MMOs. They're doing too much. They need to calm down and stop pushing so much money out, because it's just weird for me for EA to be doing so much. Secret World is going to be a good game. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that EA needs to calm down on fucking publishing.
EA isn't. Luckily, EA is mainly distributing the game versus actually controlling the game.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit more concern on Star Wars because of that, because EA actually owns BioWare.
Yeah.
But they don't own Funcom. Funcom's just using them to help distribute the game.
Yeah.
So I think they have a little bit less involvement in Secret World, which will help.
Go ahead.
I don't mind them having somewhat of an input, even if there's a little bit of money, because everybody likes money. But the thing is that I don't want EA getting too much involved, because we know what they can do. If they get involved, they do like to mess things up. That's where EA is like it's the cash and carry. It's the McDonald's. They will throw you normal products for a case of money. They just want the money. That's to them. And they won't, if they won't add content to something if they don't believe that they're not going to make big bucks off.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, EA was always, if you go back in history, EA was pretty much like, if you look at the MMO history, EA was definitely like one of the first people who pushed out MMOs. They pushed out Ultima Online. They pushed out, what was that game before that? It wasn't an MMO, it was more of a MUD. I can't even remember the name of the game.
Yeah, I know which one you're. I'm brain dead on that too. I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that game that people played and whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah, so basically, you know, the Secret World is good, and it's looking good. I'm looking forward to it. You know.
Well, I mean, I was looking at the blacklisted listing of characters. We have, I think the spreadsheet had 56 people in it at least. I mean, and Star Wars is half that, guys. I mean, the blacklisted peeps are definitely looking forward to this game. And I also noticed that I was on that spreadsheet as the RP officer, so I'm going to be definitely working with a lot of people if I'm going to be the RP officer. With a lot of other groups as we get going, so we can get some really nice stuff going.
And the other thing is, I think this would be a great time for me to mention, considering we're talking about it, is I'm planning, guys, but not quite soon yet, but it is coming. Probably closer to time to when, if and when open beta happens. I'm planning a Secret World dedicated show. That will come later on, guys. But for now, moving on. to a certain thing that doesn't seem to want to die off. It's like that big elephant in the room that just doesn't want to leave.
I like elephants.
You know, it's considering that 3 things have come out from this. From these guys, and one of those is quite shocking. Well, 3 things. World of Warcraft. 3 new pieces of news is coming from these guys. Dark Moon Fair is now added to the PTR service and ready to be tested. What do you think, guys?
They added them. I can't even remember anything from the original Dark Moon Fair because I didn't go. Because I was like, I'm not going to waste my time doing this anyway.
All I can say is it cannot be as bad as what the original was.
It can't be, no.
I heard they added new mountain and new mini games. That I've seen some of the videos of the mini games, and the mini games look fun as shit to play. And you get anything that gives you free mounts in World of Warcraft, people will go love it regardless. I can already tell you that for a fact. If you give a mount, people go love it. Oh, you have mounts? So Dark Moon Fair now gives out mounts and new mini games. And
so everybody's going to be over like a rational, isn't it? So,
also, they bringing out armors for transmogrification, like colored armor, so you can transmogrify yourself into that different color, but still keep the same stats of your armor or gear that you got, but you can get Dark Moon armor and look like Dark Moon armor. Wow, I don't know. It's just some new stuff. Go check it out on the PTR.
Guys, it's there on the PTR, guys. If you play World of Warcraft, which I don't, you can go on the PTR, guys. You can see the newly changed, added, whatever you want to call it, Black Wolf there. And the other thing as well, sticking with World of Warcraft, is this is a rumour. Well, I say World of Warcraft, but Blizzard, should I say. Rumour that senior Titan designer, the new rumour MMO that Blizzard was supposed to be working on, has been laid off by Blizzard. This is what they've said. The recent spat of MMO industry layoffs isn't discriminated in terms of company size. The latest rumours are true. We've just been informed that one of Blizzard's golden boys has been served the walking papers, joining hundreds of devs from the likes of NCSoft, Famous First, Gameforge and CCP in recent weeks. John Statz, the senior level designer on Blizzard's Secretive Titan project, has been let go. According to our tipsters, Statz has been with the company for over a decade and is responsible for some of the World of Warcraft's most celebrated content, including all the Raid dungeons, Black Rock Mountain and Booty Bay, and numerous other instances dungeons. He, I can't basically what's his name, that he was actually described as an hero. So what do you guys think of that? All those people getting laid off, and And, you know.
Well, I mean, I understand because of the economy and everything, people are getting laid off and stuff. I would have expected this in a couple of years, to be honest. But I think there is what the true story behind this is. There's been a downturn in sales.
I think it's that because you look at all the MMOs that have come out in the past and aren't looking to come out now. I think it's coming to that point where Blizzard is starting to realise that WoW is going stale. You know.
Well, WoW is steady, but it's the thing. I'm not saying that WoW is stale, but what I'm seeing in it is two things. One, Blizzard doesn't actually control their destiny. I mean, there's a company above them by the name of Atari, if I remember correctly. And look what they just did. They got rid of They got rid of Cryptic, and sold it off to Perfect World for earlier this year. So this is a downturn in the economy in general. People are dropping MMOs. I don't think people want to actually leave the MMOs. I think their finances are just happen to do it.
There's probably just not enough money in there to begin with.
I can't maintain 5, 6, 7 MMOs unless the majority of them are all free, and the exceptions are, I allow myself 2 exceptions, where I actually do pay for them. But I don't play 8, 9 MMOs. I mean, I've barely been, the last couple of weeks, I've barely been able to play any just because of work and everything. So I think it's just the economy. It's just and anticipation that they're going to lose some numbers come December 20th.
I think there's also a kind of, with other MMOs that have come out, none of them got to the heights of what WoW got to. And I think because of that height, that Blizzard is now feeding the punch of actually coming down from the top. I think they're feeding it now more than ever because of the downturn.
Right. Well, if they lose 10% of their people, sorry to step on you there, Dizzy, but if they lose 10% of the people, that's a heck of a lot more numbers-wise than, say, Guild Wars losing 10% of their people.
I'm like, oh no, we can't pay for our 3rd yacht this year. Shit. Damn it. Fuck me, guys. I need to pay for my 3rd yacht.
And the thing is, apparently he was the designer for Titan as well. The rumored,
that's the thing about
MMO.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. How is somebody going to get laid off of a project that's not even released yet? Let alone we don't have it. This is. Let me tell you something. This is the most information that we had got of Titan.
Yeah, so in other words, it kind of confirms that Titan was there.
We know Titan exists, but this right here, this rumor that somebody got laid off of Titan, is the most information that we got about Titan since the whole that Blizzard is making the MMO called Titan. This rumor thingy is the most information that we have. Like, we don't know anything about the settings. All we know that Titan is going to be an original IP. It's not going to be based off of StarCraft or some Blizzard IP. And it's not going to be... They said they're not going to try to rival World of Warcraft, their own thing.
No, they're not going to want to go against their own thing, are they?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like... Oh, yeah, it was either last week or the week before we talked about... CCP dropping almost all of their World of Darkness people.
Yeah. Yep. We said that they were some of the workers, and it looks like NCSoft. Look what they've got. Aeon. They got Aeon. Fair enough. Lineage happened to be in that. I'm just wondering whether the reason why they're going to free to play is because some of these Lineage devs have been laid off.
Well, I don't know. Since I didn't see the document, are you going to mention the MMO that's going to shutter its doors at the end of January?
That's Star Wars Galaxies, isn't it?
No.
Which is it?
Lego Universe.
Shuts its door. What?
It just came out.
I know. They're shuttering Lego Universe at the end of January. Because they went to free-to-play, and they couldn't get enough money out of the free-to-play. This is where you got to watch, is games like that, like Lego Universe, that try the free-to-play model and fail.
Yeah.
That means that game is not good.
It's either the game is not good or they're not marketing to the right kind of audience that will be playing that type of game.
That type of game where people get so, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, is that,
Yeah, but meanwhile, Clone Wars Adventures, which is a kid's game, is doing gangbusters.
Well, it's Star Wars, so...
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean...
You could put... I bet if this was Lego Star Wars Universe, I bet you for a fact that it would still be up. Because the Legos... I think Star Wars pretty much made Legos, because when people think of Legos, they think of the fucking Millennium Falcon Legos of Star Wars, and this and this and this and this. And you know the little Lego sets of Star Wars that they have at the stores and whatnot. Yeah. And I feel like Lego by itself cannot hold itself up, because I feel like what was it before Legos? It was those what was it? It was something like the things that kids used to build and whatnot. It was before my time. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, you know about why are you on about I can't remember. I'll have to think about it another time. But
Tinker Toys or something like that.
I know you're on about. It's not Legos. The other was, isn't it? But anyway, moving on. This one is quite shocking, I gotta say.
Oh yeah.
You seen this one, Dave? Is on World of Warcraft apparently a teenage boy. The room is gonna literally light up with this one. I hope they're listening to this. Apparently, a teenage boy confesses a crime in World of Warcraft chat system. He was sentenced for life for rape and murder of a classmate. What was her name again, Billy?
Oh, the class. They didn't release the information of that name of the actual classmate, but he's from. Actually, it's two teenage boys. One of them had admitted to the murder on World of Warcraft. It was actually two people who did the raping and the murdering, but it was one boy who was on World of Warcraft who pretty much gave himself up when talking to a guildmate. And he's from Victoria, British Columbia, Victoria. I have no idea where that's at, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on this world. If not, it's probably on Mars or something like that. But anyways, pretty much what happened was that these two teenage boys raped and murdered a fellow classmate. This boy decided he's gonna talk, blah blah blah, yeah, I did it, whatnot, to his guildmate in World of Warcraft, thinking that they don't save the chat log in World of Warcraft and stuff like this. Come to find out, oh, guess what? Anything you do on the internet is saved. It doesn't matter. If you type the letter I and decide to delete it, somewhere on the internet that is saved that this person from this IP typed the letter I at this location at this time. I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying that it's true.
Well, it kind of validates, considering that he was caught on World of Warcraft. Now, did they say the police saw him on it, or was he given up by one of his guild members?
Let's see what's
because if it's the police, that validates the case that they are watching you in World of Warcraft. What do you think, Dave?
It's one hell of a story, I'll tell you. I mean, there are some people that really need to have their heads examined that play MMOs. No offense, but there are. I mean, we so far we've had people that have tried to sell their children to get MMO money. We've had murders, especially in Asia. We've had people die because they have they sit there and play while they don't eat and drink. I mean, come on, people. This is ridiculous.
There was a case
as much as I hate to say it, I mean, the this kind of stuff and the stereotype that we get from that South Park slammed World of Warcraft over. It's not helping us look good to the community.
It's not, especially it's funny enough you mentioned South Park. It actually imaged us as sitting on our asses getting fat. And the thing is that it wasn't a couple of years ago. World of Warcraft is a prime example of this. You've had marriages, you've had funerals. There's a famous funeral on YouTube from World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft has come to a point now. It's controversial because if you've got rapes and murders going on, this game is going to get in serious trouble because they've got a lot of things going on. So they got to be careful. And the thing is, it's all very well having the game, but come on, guys, people, think smart. It's no need to be doing these things over an MMO. You just need the eggs examined. And probably locked away somewhere where they can't bother other people.
Yeah. On that note, if you happen to kill or rape a fellow classmate, or you happen to kill or rape somebody, don't say over MMO. You know what? Let's go backwards for that. Don't do that. But if you do, don't. Just turn yourself in. Just don't try to make something else look bad, because this is actually making World of Warcraft look bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I know.
The thing is, it's not just World of Warcraft. It can make any MMO look bad, that kind of thing.
It makes it reflect off of the type of people who play this game. So you have rapists and murderers playing MMOs. I don't want to touch that. So don't do that. Don't bring us down with you. That's what I'm trying to say. If you do it, don't bring us down with you, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We're going to get the same reputation, that I still have, but about the old, back in the 80s with the Dungeons and Dragons players, and the 90s with the vampire players.
Oh yeah.
That's where this is headed. I mean, they're going to try to tag this stigma on us because we've got a few idiots running around.
Right.
And the thing is, this is going to roll on further into the mass media, the mainstream media. They're going to carry on bashing the games. They're going to take these incidents and roll with it and literally slaughter. Fox News is a great example of it. They took Mass Effect, right? Took an inaccurate statement by saying there's some kind of sex scene. There is a little bit of a sex scene in Mass Effect, but the other thing is, all you get to see is a side boob. Right?
What was one of the biggest stories coming out about Star Wars: The Old Republic that actually made it into the mainstream media? Oh my God, they're not putting in same-sex marriage yet.
Yeah, that is silly. The game's all supposed to be based on it.
That one made it actually into the mainstream media, not the gaming media. It's those kind of things that it causes us problems, guys. It's just, let's be honest.
It does.
I just think the world is stupid. This way. I think the rest of the world is just stupid. They don't have time, so they try to find something to pick at, and because they're bored. I think the world is either stupid or just really, really bored.
But the other thing is as well that these are ammunitions for the mainstream media. Fox News loves picking it up and trying bashing things that they know nothing about. GTA is another one for it.
I know, and as much as I actually told reporters on Fox News, it drives me batty because I'm telling these people, guys, don't just take the word of mouth because it's not accurate. It never is. Yet here we go. Let's go
run off of it and see how it is. And the thing is, it's like World of Warcraft. Wasn't it? There was a case in Asia where apparently two parents were playing World of Warcraft and they allowed their kids to starve to death.
Yes. They should have just sold the kid. I think the kid would have better life if they would have just sold them for gold. I truly wish they would have did that instead of let them die.
You're like, that's extreme. That's silly. That's gonna, that's not what we all need, guys. Anyway, so moving on now from a depressing moment. Moving on. This is the part, guys. We enter the MMO roundtable. And before we actually go, do you guys want to actually bring anything else up, or is that it?
Did you guys discuss DC Universe?
Yes.
Okay.
We discussed that.
It was 130k new users since free to play.
Remember, we didn't get here until late, so.
There we go. We got in there.
Okay, and that was the only other thing I could think of right off the top of my head. Oh wait, I know it's not an MMO technically, but I did hear that they have a January date on Diablo 3.
Oh, good. January.
That's what I heard.
Ooh.
I know it's not technically an MMO, but it technically is.
It sort of is, sort of not.
It's more of a mud.
It comes under the fall of Blizzard, so I suppose we kind of do. Because then Blizzard is seen as an MMO thing. Anyway, moving on. Table, guys, this is a part where basically myself, Mosh, Nebraska Dave, and we got Dizzy to take part in this, where we will pick a MMO title. Last week we did Exion. This week we got a new one for you. And what we do is we dissect, we literally find out the pros and cons to the MMO. Now we will find, whether it's worth buying or is it any good. We'll tell you our own experiences from the game. We will bring it forth, and if you're in the channel, you can provide your own input into it as well. Tonight, the MMO of tonight is, guys, do you two like this one?
Is it Lotro?
It's Lord of the Rings Online tonight, guys. It's that one.
Lotro.
It's Lotro. Lord of the Rings Online. I played it for quite a bit, I gotta say. I did. So that's what it is, guys. To start off, before we actually get started, I'll go to the room. Is how many in the room, I don't know how many is watching, right? 10 people. More than any. Any of you guys ever played Lord of the Rings Online in the room? Say anything if you did.
Say yay or nay.
Yay or nay.
Or see if it's Spanish.
It's free to play now.
Yes.
So it's easy to pick up.
I'm gonna start off and say some positive things. Lord of the Rings is good. I never read none of the Lord of the Rings books. I only see the movies. And the worst thing is I never even pay attention to movies when I watch them. All I did was like, oh, what's the next fight scene? I'm going to go back and rewatch them all. And because, when you watch something when you're younger and when you actually grow older, you actually understand stuff. Like, oh, this and this. Because I can tell you right now, The Matrix was definitely different when I was younger. When I watched it now, I was like, oh, now they get into some religious crap that I didn't see this the first time I see Matrix. But anyways, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The game is, the movie and the books, the setting of that is made MMO, which is perfect. Like the way that the whole Lord of the Rings IP is set up would make an MMO. I never played this MMO.
You never played it?
No, I never played Lord of the Rings Online. I heard that I heard that it's like WoW. I'm not going to say that it's a carbon copy of WoW. I heard that it's like...
It's not a carbon copy of WoW. It feels a little bit like WoW, but it's not. It's kind of like... Did you ever play Lord of the Rings?
I still do.
You so it's going to be good then. You mean you're going to be hitting that out then? For me. So right then, if I go to you first then, Dave. When when, what game were you playing before you saw Lord of the Rings Online?
No, I was in WoW. I mean, the thing. Okay, the reason I went over and started playing on Lord of the Rings Online, way back when, back in the past.
Back in the past, somewhere back there.
We had a huge local group. I mean, they were local. Almost everybody was local. That played on EverQuest together, and we had a huge guild. We had over 100-person guild, and 90% of them were from the Omaha area, which is where I'm at. And I knew all of them. I mean, they're all gamers. They're all role players that I've gamed with over the years. They're all my friends. I know them all. Then EverQuest 2 came out, WoW came out, everybody split apart. Well, the core group of my friends, including my best friend from high school, ended up on Lotro. And I was like, well, I'm playing WoW, I don't want to spend the money and play Lotro. Well, then, the moment Lotro came free, my friend contacted me and said, it's free now, get your butt in here.
Yeah.
I joined right when it became free, and I liked it so much I did go to VIP, which is paying.
Yeah, I did the same.
It's fine.
For me, David got some, Disney got some backing coming in. But anyway, for me, I'm trying to think when I came from. I think it was WoW. It was back there somewhere. I think it was WoW. Basically, I joined up when the game just came out. I think it was. I can't remember. I think it was fall it came out, wasn't it, Dave?
Well, no.
I think it came out in the fall, wasn't it? I think it came out in towards the winter.
The thing is that the company that does it, which is Turbine, went to free to play on the Dungeons and Dragons game, and then they went, oh, wow, we're making more money this way. Let's do Lotro, and they've made money hand over fist after.
Oh, they have. I played Dungeons and Dragons online for quite a bit as well. That was fun, I gotta say. And then I saw Lord of the Rings Online when they went to free to play. I gotta say, I did enjoy the monster combat where you go into the monster area, and you can play as one of the orcs, and then you can go down they've got a big area, that mountain, and you can go attack the players, and you can fight out. I think that the only time that was the only PvP zone, wasn't it? That's the only thing you could do in the PvP area. But I gotta say, they set up their the story quite well, because I can remember coming in here from WoW. One thing that impressed me, but right now it doesn't really impress me as much. But back then, when you leave the starting zone to come back in the human area, that was burnt down. When you go back, right? The actual zone changed. As you leveled, as you did these quests, you go back and did in. Then all of a sudden the place is getting attacked. Burnt down. And you move out, and you go down to breathe. You know what I mean? So, is that what you can remember from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I mean, that was actually, at the time, that was pretty innovative. I mean, yeah, you do that now, and there's that couple of sections in WoW where you do that, but primarily, this was the first game I really saw that actually changed the entire environment on you. And that was actually kind of cool. It was, even the Hobbit area changes somewhat when you go through it, but it's the human area is probably the most pronounced that you notice it.
I was impressed by that. For me, I played Champion, and I just love dueling their swords, and it was either that or go tanking, being the warrior. But he wasn't. I thought, well, Champion, I can provide best for giving some damage to melee and so forth. And I can go around being able to beat the crap into people, or into mobs. But I gotta say, I love the questing in it. I love going into those caves. There was one cave I can remember that you go. I think Gandalf. I can remember this one. You go through. I actually played one of the dwarves. You come across Gimli, didn't you? And I think you go into this cave looking for a dwarf, isn't it? And you go through, and you got Gandalf at the end, and you're fighting this ogre. And that was fun. I gotta say, when I saw that as well.
Yep, I agree. See, I started out as an elf, and that it was interesting in the fact that later on in the game you actually meet people like Elrond.
Yeah.
In the game. I want to hold back a little bit of what I'm going to say because that's where the bad part is where I want to go.
That's where it does, yeah. It kind of goes downhill then. I can remember, go on.
No. I mean, I'll talk about it when we get to the bad part. We're kind of talking the good part right now.
We're propping it up,
Yeah.
For me,
one thing I like about the game, that I really like about the game, is you can get special skills in the game, depending on what class you have, of course, which is your normal skill trees. But if you're an elf, you have a separate set of abilities. If you're a human, you have a separate set of abilities. You're a dwarf or a hobbit, you get separate. There's separate abilities because of your race. There's separate abilities that you can get for your class that you can mix and match.
Yeah.
There's separate abilities that you can get for your that you get on legendary skills, which are things you have to do quests for to unlock. Which is really neat because then you can actually, no two characters are ever going to be the same in the game because of that, and that makes it that's real nice.
Yeah, I can remember, you come across notable characters. Is that when you from the human zone, you go down into Bree, and you go to the planet St. Pony, and in there, who do you meet?
Yeah.
Who do you meet? You meet the Ranger from the North.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if anybody's a Lord of the Rings fan in here, who is that? Who is the Ranger from the North?
A.K.A. Aragorn.
Aragorn. Yes. And I can remember doing that. And then you guess you to go down to the south of Bree, wasn't it? And you go down to that one area. You're gonna go fight the goblins. I think it was, wasn't it?
The barrel race.
That's it. Yeah, the race.
Yeah, the barrel race. Yeah, that's. That was the first dungeon I really tried in that game, and got my butt kicked. So I quit.
I did, especially when I was with people who came from WoW. I came from WoW at the time. The thing was, these people who were in the group kind of thought as if the setup was the same. But the thing was that they didn't realise that the champion didn't tank. So I was like, dude, this is not the champion is not kind of the warrior. Think of him as the Fury warrior, and they didn't get that. But So what about you, Dizzy? Lord of the Rings.
Like I said, I haven't played the game, and so I can't really put my 2 cents about the game and how it plays and whatnot. I can say that the fact is that Lord of the Rings Online is, how long has it been out?
Oh,
about 4 years.
Yeah, we've got 4 years, yeah.
After 4 years? Wow. Pretty much, like I said, the positive thing I can say about it, if it's been lasting this many years and still popular amongst the people, that you should go try it out. It's free and this and that. But at the same time, is there people who play Lord of the Rings Online only because their friends playing it, or are they playing it because of their own personal pleasure? Because I feel like there might be other MMOs out there that actually have more of appeal than Lord of the Rings Online that's also free to play.
Right, and you know, I have to say that there is a little bit of that in the fact that the people who play Lord of the Rings Online, for the most part, at least from the knowledge I have, either love the movie or are fans of the novels.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan of the novels, so, and I grew up on those novels, so I'm seeing everything is interesting. Knowing how everything kind of looks and stuff is really kind of cool. I'm not as much of a fan on how it all fits together in the game, because it doesn't fit together like, again, this is a similar problem I have with Conan. That we talked about a couple weeks ago. Whenever I'm a fan of something, I'm a real stickler for the geography. It's just a personal thing of mine. I've always loved geography, so I'm kind of a stickler for it. The geography doesn't quite match right, and yeah, it kind of bothers me a little bit, but it's a lot closer than what Conan ended up being. So
yeah, it was closer at the same time.
Yeah,
the story,
but it's not quite what is drawn out on the. You know, because I'm sorry, the Middle Earth map is known. If you know Middle Earth and you know The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, you've seen the damn map. You kind of know.
You kind of know what it is. You know where things
and
are.
It doesn't quite match up right.
It doesn't reflect. The other thing is the story doesn't quite reflect it.
The story, yes. Well, you want to go ahead with that, with your opinion of it, and I'll chime in.
I think that, you know, the thing is, see, I read probably good chunks of the books. Movies. I'm gonna say the story in Lord of the Rings Online is kind of off by a mile long. Because the reason why I was looking forward to Lord of the Rings Online is that, number one, the movies were fantastic. You know, even though the movies didn't quite get everything in from the books, but the other thing was that the books were fantastic as well. Mm-hmm. So I was expecting an MMO based on Lord of the Rings Online to be fantastic as well. But also doing the same thing for the story. But guess what? Getting it for the story, not quite like that.
Right. I got two questions. Is the game mostly based off the book or the movie? Like, because I played Dragon Ball Online, and I can already tell you that Dragon Ball Online is based off the comic book manga more than it is the show. And matter of fact, it's not based off the show at all. So is this Lord of the Rings based off the movies more or the books?
Can I answer that one, Dave?
More off the books.
More off the books.
Yeah,
and
more
also
off the
most
books.
definitely off the books because of mainly one major character that was never shown except for 10 seconds in the first movie. He's the one that you do the quest and go into the barrows with.
Yeah.
Just because it's just his presence, it's huge. A huge difference, and that tells me it's more book based.
Yeah, it's book you know, orientated. But the thing is, even the story then is kind of a bit off again. Because it doesn't quite... Alright, they gotta kind of appeal to an MMO. Now, they can't get everything spot on. But at the same time, if they want to appeal to the fans of Lord of the Rings, they kind of gotta get as close as they can. You agree, dear?
Right. And the problem that I have with it is the main storyline of Lord of the Rings Online parallels the book. It's not that you're trying to play Frodo and Gimli and those guys. I mean, you encounter them a few times in the game, but you're running in parallel to them in the book as you move up into areas. So it's not the fact that let's see, what would be the best example of that? Oh, there's a series of quests that you do when you're in the area with Elrond in Rivendell. And once you're done with those series of quests, you get a cutscene of the Fellowship leaving. Yeah. And so you get So you're doing stuff, but you're like the backstory that you never see in the regular books, and that's for some people that's kind of off-putting because you're not actually escorting the ring to Mordor.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's not you. You're not doing that. The Fellowship's doing that. You're on the way, cutting down the orcs that are in the way that they don't know about.
You're just the bodyguards and trying to get
you're doing things on the side to, okay, we need to reforge the sword. Another big
thing in Lord of the Rings.
The reforging of the sword for Aragorn. Well, you're the guy that carries the sword back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you get inserted in these little spots like this throughout the game, which makes you feel somewhat involved. But I know a lot of people didn't like it because of the fact
it's small.
That you're not the one actually doing it. You're not the one that's going to confront Smeagol and fight for the ring in the middle of the damn volcano.
Yeah.
It's not going to be you.
Right.
And so a lot of people didn't really like that. Which is one of the reasons why it didn't really catch on as much as it could have. The other piece of the where they're at currently after 4 years of this game being out, we're not. I mean, we're not even to the halfway through this. We're not even a quarter of the way through the second book yet.
I mean, no.
That's why I find weird. I'm surprised that they didn't decide to make the game based on after, have it what happens after the books and the movies and what.
The thing is, though, the book at the end of the book, at the end of Return of the King, when everything it's done, everything's done. I mean, all the elves and the dwarves leave, and so only the humans are left. So there really isn't a role-playing game there.
But I understand that,
but I would agree if they would have put it before the books.
Yeah.
Oh,
that might have worked out well.
I mean, another thing is that when Lord of the Rings come out, a lot of the world at the time was still impressed by Lord of the Rings in the movies. So there was already big interest into Lord of the Rings, not just from the books but to the movies as well. So coming to a Lord of the Rings online MMO, people having all these action figures, having all these pictures and models of Lord of the Rings, and all of a sudden an MMO comes out and is announced, people rush to it. But the one thing that the Turbine forgot, that an MMO needs replayability. You have to kind of want people to keep on playing. The problem is they had kind of a buggy launch. And when they got down to it, people noticed, hang on, this is not quite Lord of the Rings Lord of the Rings. You know why? Because we are the ones who are not quite being the ones in the centerfold here. We're kind of the little guy doing little errands running around everywhere.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's where I'm getting at. With what I was saying, the game. I'll be very honest with you. I would recommend trying it at least. The game is fun. But when your characters are really not the center of attention, and you have basically Deus Ex Machinas running around, with Frodo and Elrond, they don't fight for you, not like that. But they're doing the main mission. You're doing everything else around it. You kind of don't get the recognition. You don't feel you get the recognition, and that's where it kind of falls down. There is one other major flaw that has not been brought up yet, though. PvP.
PvP, oh yes. The PvP in the game, there's only one place you can PvP, and there's barely PvP. Is the what's it called again? I can't remember it. It's you can play as one of the monsters, and basically you can play one of the orcs. And you can go down and literally attack other players, but the fact of the matter is, when you control the monsters, it's not really your character. It's just a generated character that was given to you through the monster system. You don't really, from your player, don't get to attack somebody else.
Yeah. Well, you do not play Lord of the Rings for PvP, and I would recommend to play the PvP even in it. It's absolutely not for a PvPer. This is a strictly PvE game that has had PvP tacked onto it in such a goofy manner that it really doesn't work at all. It's really bad. You're doing that. You play the game for the fun of being in the setting and such. Avoid the PvP like the plague.
The other thing is what they could have done is with the major roles with Frodo taking the ring to the volcano to get it burned. Is what they could do is two factions. The one being the good side and the other one being the orcs and so forth, and Isengard, and the players can choose to be orcs, being Uruguay or the other ones. Yeah. What I think would have been fantastic is that when players pick the other faction, during the point where you transport the actual ring to the volcano, is players on the other faction could try and prevent that.
Well, you have four races in the game. You got the dwarf, you got the hobbit, you got the elf, and you have the human. On the other end, you could do the Uruk-hai, the goblin, the Dunedain, and there's a fourth race that you could technically do. Because technically it was 4-on-4. It was 4 races against 4 races.
Yeah.
A game where you played the bad guys would have been interesting, I think. How do they interact and how do they deal with stuff and what missions do they do? That would be kind of cool, but they didn't do that. And they don't even the PvP area, it doesn't even have Helm's Deep.
They don't know. The thing is, right, they could have had the other faction working against the Fellowship. They could have had players working against and actually trying to prevent the Fellowship from doing all these different things. Like Aragorn, for example, even managed to take down the Wraiths. So maybe the players could actually turn up and aid the Wraiths in actually trying to take down Aragorn and trying to capture Frodo. But they didn't, so that's what I think PvP-wise, they've missed big opportunities. But overall, I would say, whilst there was those negatives, I think it was a good game. But what I would say, guys, considering it's free to play, I think it is worth a shot, guys. I think it's worth a go, worth a look. Don't go into the game though thinking it's going to be marvelous, because it's not. Just go in the game and play it for what it is.
I think the graphics are better than WoW.
I do think
it's very playable. If you've done WoW, the mechanics are fairly similar, although there's some other things in there that are kind of a little different that you got to get used to. I like it, honestly, gameplay-wise, I like it a little bit better than WoW. I really do. But again, you have to go in with a grain of salt. You're not going to have PvP. Just throw that mindset out of your head. If you're going in with the free-to-play model, there's 2 character classes you can't get until you unlock. Now, the real nice thing about the way they do their PvP, or not PvP, but their free-to-play and their store, is as you complete certain missions and do certain tasks, badges, you want to call it maybe, you get points, and with those points you can buy things out of the store. So it's real easy to get points. You can get a lot of points fairly quickly. You can actually, if you do everything, And you can get to a point where you don't have to buy hardly anything with cash. No other free-to-play that I have seen
can do
does
that
it in this fashion, and it really works with them. And I think that's where I hope as games go free-to-play, they look at that model a little bit more. I know City Heroes, supposedly you can build up points and stuff, and other games you can build up points, but nothing where you can see the points I killed 20 orcs. Ding! I gained 10 coins for the store. You see that right in front of you, and you get a badge. And you can get titles for your characters by this. You get the title, and you get the points. So it's nice to be able to see visually, hey, as I'm completing quests, I can make up money, and then I can unlock these missions, or I can unlock this area, and I don't have to actually pay the real money for it.
Yeah. That's the cool thing with it. To be honest with you guys, I think it's worth a shot. I think it's worth a look. I enjoyed it, considering that I would play it again. So I can't tell you what, I can't not remember the name of the server I'm on. Sorry, guys. I know my guildmaster named it a name. Mashi's gonna love this. He named it a Gaelic name, my guild. Oh, thanks.
And so I don't remember what it is, and he has a tendency to make all of his characters named with Gaelic names, my buddy.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. So I'll have to post it maybe in the forums or something, what server I'm on in our guild, and they're playing on it tonight because they use Skype instead of any sort of thing like TeamSpeak. So I see that he's logged in, and so I know he's on there and he's playing right now, my bud. So
yeah, my verdict is worth a look. What about Dizzy? You gonna give it a look?
Yeah, I'll give it a look to give it a go one night, because it's Lord of the Rings, and I mean, why not? It's free to play. Why? It's not like I'm tired of like you have to pay this and this and this and this to play. I mean, it's free to play, and if I have the time, why not? Yep.
And same for you guys in the chat. I think to be honest with you, it's worth a shot. Lots has changed over the years with Lord of the Rings Online. A lot of new things have come in. A lot of downloadable content now. They've got the shop coming in. It's free to play. You're not losing anything.
And so there was a new expansion just like last month.
Yeah. But the only thing is, guys, don't go in there expecting PvP, because you know what? You're going to be severely disappointed, because you're going to realize this game is based on PvE, not PvP. So, yeah. So to wrap that up, you guys happy with what we've heard it is? Worth a shot?
Yep. I'm perfectly good with my verdict. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, so...
Keep the answer. Okay.
So basically this is the fun part, and at the same time the long part. The part I do mess up sometimes. Sometimes, a lot of times, actually, I kind of messed up the first one as well, kind of thing. So, yeah, guys. So basically, you're watching us right now on Laxlight TV. You can easily go straight to the website right now, which is on www.laxbite.tv, if I can say it right. And we have a Facebook as well. You go to the Facebook, it's www.facebook.com/LaxBiteTV. We have a Twitter as well. We got http://twitter.com/LaxBiteTV, which that be LaxBite_TV. Dave, do you want to give the blacklist? I messed it up. I will mess it up. I've messed it up once already.
Yeah, but, okay. It's. I would suggest going to blacklistedgaming.org first, which is the front page, and then click on the forums, or if you want to go directly to the forums, go to the-black-market.net.
Yep.
To get to the forums directly.
Yep. And we also have a blacklisted Twitter and Facebook. Do you want to give the Twitter?
The Twitter is blacklisted twit.
And the Facebook is?
Blacklisted Gaming, I believe. It's facebook.com/blacklistedgaming.
Yep. And the other thing is as well, guys, that if you look on Laxfight's website, which is, again, www.laxfight.tv, in there you will see a list of streamers. If you look on the Laxfight streamers, you will see two are live right now, which is us, and XPlosion, and Woodsy is casting right now. It will tell you the ones that are live by, it will show up red. And you'll also see below those is show times, and you can see in there on the calendar, see what shows there are. And you will see there's us tonight, XPlosion. Tomorrow there's No Junkies Games News, which is at 8 o'clock Eastern. Wednesday is Release the Geeks, but that's coming soon, guys. You've got Arcade, which is at 9 o'clock on Thursday, the 10th of November. Then you have on Friday, which is the Players' Turn with Kim Pine. Saturday is Clobbering Time with New Legacy. And I don't know what's happening with Major Malfunction right now, because I think Kim
is getting stuff together for Major Malfunction. She's not really ready for it right this moment. It's coming soon.
Coming soon, guys. It's up in the air a bit at the moment, guys. And we also have another thing that's coming soon as well. On Sundays, the ride between men and women. And then again, you'll be back. Go on, Dave.
And don't forget, sometime in there is Woodsy's UFC.
Yeah, UFC Evolution Fighting Championship, which is UFC League, which you can click your characters and join. And then we do full circle, come back to the Monday, which will be same time next week. XPlosion.
I would like to plug something in. Make sure your clock is right.
Make sure it's right.
Tuned in to the right time.
Yeah, because you know what? I didn't put my clock back.
So he panicked earlier.
I panicked. I actually thought that it was the 7 was actually, you know what? I'm an hour earlier. Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is...
an hour late last week, and then an hour early this week.
Try to explain that. I come up with some stuff, but, you know, the other thing is, guys, that, you know, tonight, XPlosion was brought to you by also Blacklisted. If any of you guys are interested in any of the titles that they're looking at, which is Secret World and the Old Republic or anything else, don't be afraid to go to the website and sign up and apply if you feel like it. Anything else you guys want to add?
Yeah, pretty much just check out LaxFight.tv, check everything out, check everybody out, you know, come back and watch the show again because it's going to be awesome. Watch everybody else's show because they're awesome. Also, come and check my shit out because it's awesome. You can check me out at twitch.tv/YoungDizzy. That's twitch.tv, twitch.tv/YUNGDIZZY. Or you can check me out on Endgame once Endgame comes back at endgame.tv. That's NGAME.tv/DIZZY.
You might want to type that over them. And the other thing as well, guys, we got a Tumblr, which you can see in the channel, but I can say it anyway, which is Laxfight, which is http://laxfighttv.tumblr.com. We've got
and you can find me anymore. Okay, this is a political. I'm sorry. CaneRoots.net I am the National Grassroots Director of this organization to help Herman Cain be elected. And we launched tonight, which is one of my reasons why I was a little bit late. So that...
What do they think about you doing this?
But this is for help. Yep, and so that's another one of my projects is help Herman Cain get elected. So
I'm not raising any messages in the chat.
He got some publicity going for him right now. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, we're gonna have to create.
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. But he definitely has some publicity going for him.
Yeah,
you got it right now. He's
kind of in the news. Yeah,
you probably have the Herman Cain MMO game coming up next, or something like that. You know,
I'm not going there. I'm going to say something, but no.
I'm not going there. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. You can turn this publicity into good publicity. That's what I'm going to say. So,
and the other thing as well, guys, we got YouTube. http://youtube.com/lagspike.tv. We've also got Steam. We got a Steam group. If we got Steam, http://steamcommunity.com/groups /Lagspike TV, or you can just go log into your Steam and type in Lagspike TV.
And if I do broadcast, I'm Eli_Eastwood on Twitch.
Yep.
And that's what I broadcast under. And I will be broadcasting on, like I said, December 20th. I'm going to be broadcasting the Old Republic. So
yep, and
they had the release date, and I'm going to be broadcasting right at the release, at the midnight release for that game. I'm going to be there with broadcasting over my Twitcasting account again.
And you going to actually take it to the store and stream it live?
I'm actually going to stream live from the store. Yes, I am.
In that case, then we'll do a special with that as well. Yeah, guys, if any of you are interested in the Old Republic, stick around. Come release, you'll be see something happening right on here on Lagspike. I don't think about anywhere else where you see that. And yep. So, you guys happy?
Yep, we're good.
They're all good. They're all good.
We're actually finishing on time for once.
On time for once. It's yeah, so thank you all for watching. This is the Moss. Dave?
Nebraska Dave and many other names.
And one more person.
Dizzy. You check me everywhere. I'm always going to be here. And your mom.
So thank you all for watching, guys, and we will be back next week, same time, same place. And I will not mess up the time zone this time. And see you all next week. Peace out.